Hey there, this is Daniel Johnson Jr. with another video update for National Podcasters Post Month over at GetThatJobOnline.com. As you know, if you've been following this series so far this month, I've been interviewing, well, not interviewing, but answering questions that may be coming up in job interviews. This is a way to practice for myself, and maybe something that I'm doing here is helpful to you as well. I know that I've been getting a lot of really good suggestions through Twitter and through email. If you'd like to email me and get in touch with me, you can do that through Daniel@GetThatJobOnline.com, or you can go over to the website, GetThatJobOnline.com/contact. So, and you know, a lot of these questions that I'm answering, I'm just really trying to practice, you know, to really see how things are, see if there's something that I'm doing that, you know, may or may not, you know, I'd like to improve upon or something like that. This is a way to practice how I would answer some of these interviewing questions. Question for today deals with being overqualified. Let me see if I can phrase this in such a way that yeah, okay, it's are you overqualified for this job? Now, you know, there's a lot, this is happening a lot where you know, and I think basically I think a lot of this comes up is that maybe people feel like you're too old and they don't want to come across and saying that, or maybe they feel like they can't pay for you, you know, and maybe you're a little bit overqualified for the job that you're applying for. And you know what? I mean, you're going to have to answer that for yourself, really understanding that. But I think that the idea behind being overqualified, I think that's supposed to be a good thing, you know. And so I think I would, you know, you want to point. And I remember talking to somebody and interviewing him at HowIGotMyJob.com, and he decided the way he is going to address this issue, but when it did came up, is that this opportunity was really more in the line, and just, you know, obviously you want to apply for jobs that are really more in the lines of what you're really looking to do for as part of your career. And he said that for this particular job that he was applying for, it was something to help him get more along the lines of back to really where his strengths and aspirations are. We talked to a couple of people about that earlier this week, and that's kind of along their advice. I found this article over at about.com, and I'm going to actually put this link in the show notes over at GetThatJobOnline.com. But some really good sample answers for this interview question, and let me just try, you know, just kind of answering it for myself. So if somebody asked me, and again, this is going to depend on the actual job that I'd be applying for, so I might have to customize it. But somebody would ask me, am I overqualified for this job? You know, some people might say that I'm not overqualified, but I'm fully qualified for this job. And, you know, if you don't mind me asking, I mean, just, I think that that's supposed to be a good thing, that if I am, you know, if I do have a lot of qualifications for this job, then it is a good thing. You know, because I think that's the idea, is that if you do have a good thing, and I think another way that I heard somebody mention this is, so are you overqualified for this job? And I said, maybe, and if so, isn't that a good thing? You know, and the idea behind it is, you know, that being, you know, because again, sometimes when you know, you look for a job applicant, you know, would you rather have someone who is not qualified or only has part of the qualifications, or somebody who has all the qualifications? That's an idea. So that's just one way I might suggest it. And then, you know, again, I try to keep it very positive and not confrontational. You know, I think that sometimes it might put us on the defensive, and I think that that's something to really be careful of. So anyhow, this is my stab at this question. I don't know how I did. I'll have to go back and watch this later on. Thanks so much for watching this and keeping up with this over here at GetThatJobOnline.com. And do check this out. And if you have any other questions or comments or suggestions, feel free to get in touch. Daniel@GetThatJobOnline.com. And I'll put in another plug for HowIGotMyJob.com as well, the Job Hunting Success Stories podcast. I'll actually see if I can find the specific link to the interview that somewhat addressed this question. So with that in mind, this is Daniel Johnson Jr. coming to you from beautiful Cincinnati, Ohio, saying make it a great day. So here's the thing that we have to think about this, and of course, I am not as young as I used to be, and I'm not as old as I'm hopefully going to be.
Okay.
It's Saturday, November 14th. Wait a minute, let me try that again.